Biex nikkommemoraw l-anniversarju tal-indipendenza, iltqajt din il-ġimgħa ma' Dr. Alexander Borg Olivier, ibn il-Prim Ministru George Borg Olivier, u Kathleen li hija mart Dr. Alexander Borg Olivier fil-ġonna tal-indipendenza ġo Taslima. Se nsegwu wkoll intervista mal-President Emeritus Ugo Mifsud Bonnici li waslinna il-kollega tagħna Dione Borg.
Independence is something very, very special for every country because it gives that country the opportunity to chart its own destiny in the best interests of its people. And it is now 56 years since Malta achieved its own independence, and I think everyone will agree that we have made giant strides when, in fairness, many were afraid to embark on the road to independence. They were comfortable and safe in the security of Britain's protection, and some even felt it would lead to bloodshed and also economic failure. This has not happened. We have made giant strides, and as an independent nation, we have a lot to be proud of. There's a lot further that we should go, and we can go, but I think already our independence story is a big success story.
My father-in-law, not because he's my father-in-law, but was a wonderful human being who loved Malta above everything else. He was a man of his word. He was stubborn, but sweet. He wasn't offensive. I disagree. If I disagree, I disagree. And he'd giggle, and then he'd put me straight, you know? And I admired him in everything he did.
People sometimes consider that it was Malta's right to become independent, and they don't recognize and appreciate the difficulties and the struggle that was involved over many, many years in order to arrive at the achievement of independence. And I think it was very, very fortunate that Malta had at its helm in those times my father, George Borg Olivier, because he was a unique person who really put Malta first, before himself, before his party, before everything. And he had the clearest of visions of where he wanted to arrive. And he never veered from that path, never. He won his every challenge, and it's quite amazing that he sort of foresaw practically every event, and he adjusted to what he needed to do to accomplish his aim.
Determinat ġo fih, mingħajr ma jagħmel ħafna xenati, tajjeb, u jikkalkula x'jaqbel għal pajjiż kollu. L-ewwel nett kien patriot biex niftehmu l-interess ta' Malta għalih kien l-aqwa. Jien niftakar Mintof jgħidli hekk lili. Meta kien hemm il-kwistjonijiet fil-partit tagħna dwar George jibqax jew le, darba Mintof ġie fuqi fil-Parlament għalli xi tridu tibdluh il dak. Għalli George verament iħobbu l-pajjiż. Qedlu żgur, qedlu evidenti li jħobbu l-pajjiż. Ma ġifieri Mintof stess kien jaf, kien konvint bil-patriottiżmu ta' Borg Olivier.
You have to understand that Malta was very dependent on Britain, and many in Malta were so connected with Britain, with England, either because of their work with the services or because their businesses imported and exported only with England, or because their children were in schools in England, but many were absolutely wedded and comfortable in that security. So to pull that large segment of the population with you towards independence was by no means easy, and that's why he made all the adjustments necessary to ensure that the transition would be a smooth
He
one.
had faith in the Maltese people, though, very
And
much.
he had this
A lot of
huge,
faith.
huge faith in the Maltese people that many others have not displayed. He never had a doubt that if we went towards independence, this would be a successful venture because of his faith in the Maltese people.
George kellu pajjiż li ma kienx għadu żviluppat ekonomikament. U kellu poplu maqsum. Jiġifieri nies li jixtiequ l-indipendenza imma jaħsbu li ma jaqblilniex. Tajjeb. Mbagħad kien hemm min ma jridx l-indipendenza, mbagħad kien hemm il-fatt li Mintoff Partit Laburista kellu saħħa kbira u kien kapaċi jkonvinċi n-nies. U terġa' Mintoff kien ambigwu f'dil ħaġa għax kien jgħid li hu wkoll irrid l-indipendenza, huwa wkoll rida imma mod ieħor. Allura kellu diffikultà Borg Olivier biex jikkonvinċi maġġoranza għal l-indipendenza kif ridaw, kif ħaseb li għall-aħjar tal-pajjiż. Kellu l-sfidi kollha possibbli u immaginabbli. Għaliex l-ewwel nett rrid iqajjem il-pajjiż ekonomikament għaliex konna niddependu mill-Ingilterra mhux biss politikament jew kostituzzjonalment skont imma ekonomikament. Ġifieri l-importanza dak iż-żmien tat-tarsna u tas-servizzi Ingliżi kienet kbira. Ma stajniex ngħixu mingħajr dal-komponent tal-ekonomija tagħna. L-ewwel sfida li kellu l-Partit Nazzjonalista meta rid jikkonvinċa n-nies kienet bl-indipendenza nistgħu niżviluppaw nimxu l-qudiem tajjeb ekonomikament iktar milli meta nindependu mill-Ingliżi tajjeb u dir nexxielu. Bekk ġiet l-indipendenza, però rnexxiela wkoll għaliex da sar fi klima mhux ta' ġlieda kompleta kontra l-Ingilterra li ngħidulhom itilqu minn hawn, infatti għal ċertu żmien żammu maw. Imbagħad l-iżviluppi taw illi il-rabta tagħna mad-difiża Ingliża inħallet.
I am very happy to notice that as the years go by, my father's stature grows. He was not appreciated or recognized enough during his lifetime, but I think after his passing, people recognized exactly his contribution to Malta's status as an independent nation, and I believe that they will recognize him as the first Prime Minister who set a standard for everyone else to keep. In terms of elegance, in terms of diplomacy, in terms of kindness, in terms of listening and being close to his people.
In-nazzjon tagħna irnexxielu li jkollu l-indipendenza biġlieda bla tixrid ta' dem. Tajjeb. U mill-ewwel bdiet tissarraf fi żvilupp. Jiena nista' ngħid illi malli ġiet l-indipendenza, Malta saret ekonomikament anki l-għada fil-ħodu iktar żviluppata mill-ġurnata ta' qabel. Tajjeb, ġifieri l-indipendenza issarfet anki f'akkwist ekonomiku, tal-iżvilupp ekonomiku. Ma jistax bniedem iħares lura lejn l-indipendenza u jiddispjaċih minn xi ħadd. Saret b'mod tajjeb ħafna.
On rejoining the United Nations after the period I served as Ambassador of Malta, I assisted in establishing the humanitarian institutions that were needed after the end of the Cold War, when internal conflict broke out, for instance in Bosnia, in Rwanda, in Somalia, in Angola, etc. I developed the rules applicable to humanitarian presences that were serving alongside peacekeeping military forces. I, in this capacity, charted the way for a political settlement together with my many colleagues. I personally developed the constitutional framework, several laws, and that eventually led to Kosovo's independence.
A lot of the problems that the UN is involved with today are a result of the slow and long time it took from the moment that the Security Council decided there should be a UN presence, let's say in Mozambique or in Angola, to the moment that you actually found the countries willing to make available the troops that were required. And during that period, sometimes very difficult and very important agreements that were negotiated over years start to unravel. Because during that interim period, the two sides start to jockey for position, and that can very well be the end of the agreement.
Il-Partit Nazzjonalista ġie mwaqqaf, propju għalhekk. Partit Nazzjonalista ġie mwaqqaf minn nies li kienu iħossuha bi kbira li pajjiżna stess. Flok aħna l-Maltin jikkmanda ħadd ieħor. U di biex niftehmu dina żviluppat biċċa. Meta kellna l-Ordni ta' San Ġwan mod, għax daw kienu barranin imma imlaqtin minn kull imkien. Għadnet imlaqtin da xej kera bħala kelma, ma fil-fatt kienu Franċiżi, Taljani, Spanjoli, Portugiżi, xi Ġermaniż l-ewwel. U daw kienu jikkmandaw pajjiżna, kultant mingħajr ma jafu l-Maltin xiridu. Ma nafux bi Gran Mastru li kien jaf bil-Malti. Tajjeb, ġifieri ma kellhomx xaqqas komunikazzjoni veru mal-Maltin. L-istess ġara bl-Ingliżi. L-Ingliżi ġifieri ġew hawn Malta, damu hawn dak iż-żmien kollu, kienu ġelu lilna li talmu l-Ingliż, imma ħadd mill-gvernaturi ma tgħallem jitkellem bil-Malti. U laqqas kienu jfittxu biex jaraw aħna x'irridu minn pajjiżna. Ġifieri kienet sistema ħażina, antidemokratika mill-iktar, illi pajjiż jikkmanda pajjiż ieħor għall-interessi tiegħu u jinsa l-interess tan-nies tal-pajjiż.
As a Maltese citizen, I can only thank him from the bottom of my heart. As Papa, I don't have any words to say, okay? We have what we have, not now, but we are what we are because of the foresight of men like him. And I salute him.
50 ġranet oħra ser niċċelebraw l-indipendenza ta' Malta. Ġrajja unika u ta' importanza kbira fl-istorja glorjuża ta' pajjiżna. Huwa dnub li din is-sena din il-festa nazzjonali ma tistax tkun iċċelebrata b'mod normali bil-partiċipazzjoni tal-Maltin u Għawċin f'kull parti ta' Malta u Għawdex. Dan ma jfissirx li ma niċċelebrawx il-jum tat-twelid ta' Malta bħala pajjiż sovran b'mod xieraq kif għandu jkun. Għandna niċċelebraw flimkien bħalma jagħmel kull pajjiż ċivilizzat fid-dinja il-jum tat-twelid ta' pajjiżna. Bħalma jagħmel ukoll kull individwu meta jalaq snienu. Kien hemm ħafna li iddubitaw li Malta imħabba li hekk żgħira u nieqsa mir-riżorsi naturali tista' qatt tkun pajjiż indipendenti. Biss fil-21 ta' Settembru tal-1964 Malta irnexxiela tieħu posta ma' kważi 200 pajjiż ieħor bħala Malta indipendenti, libera u sovrana. Id-destin ried il-missieri Borg Olivier ikun l-istrument prinċipali li rnexxielu b'kuraġġ kbir u b'determinazzjoni qawwija iwassal lil Malta biex tkun pajjiż indipendenti u sovran. Malta għandha tapprezza il-ħidma ta' dawk kollha li kontribwew għal din ir-rebħa kbira li għamilna sidien ġewwa pajjiżna wara sekoli ta' dominazzjoni minn potenzi barranin. Ħadna l-kontroll ġewwa darna. Niddeċiedu aħna mingħajr tfixkil id-destin u l-futur tagħna li huwa fl-aħjar interess ta' pajjiżna u ta' niesna. Ħadna postna fil-ġnus Magħquda u wara ħafna żmien issieħibna wkoll bħala membru tal-Unjoni Ewropea. Malta ma kellha xejn. Konna niddependu mill-infiq tas-servizzi armati tar-Renju Unit għall-għajxin tagħna u għall-impjeg li jitma' il-familji Maltin. Għamilna passi ta' ġgant. Stabilixxejna l-infrastruttura u l-istituzzjonijiet li ħallowna nibnu pajjiż modern u sinjur li llum huwa darna. Pajjiż li tagħna isem, identità u passaport. Ser niċċelebraw il-65 anniversarju tal-indipendenza ta' Malta. Awguri Malta, awguri Maltin u Għawċin. Għandna biex inkunu gburin. Illum pajjiżna kapaċi jieħu d-deċiżjonijiet kollha li jistgħu jittieħdu biex tittejjeb il-ħajja ta' kull Malti u kull Għawċi. Ngħixu livell għoli tal-ħajja fil-paċi u fejn tirrenja s-saltna tad dritt, b'ekonomija soda u b'saħħa pubblika mill-aqwa b'istituzzjonijiet ta' edukazzjoni li jindirizzaw l-aspirazzjonijiet kollha taż-żgħażagħ u taċ-ċittadini Maltin. Biżjed għaqda, onestà, lealtà u solidarjetà bejnietna nistgħu naslu ħafna iżjed fil-għoli. Mhux kollox wart u żgħar, le. Jiena naħseb li qegħdin mhux iżjed minn nofs triq u jonqos ħafna biex navviċinaw l-eċċellenza li għandha tkun dejjem l-quċċata li rridu nilħqu. Għal dan hemm bżonn ta' għaqda vera u ta' dixxilpina li sfortunatament hija nieqsa f'ħafna oqsma. Irridu nibnu u nibżgħu għall-isem ta' Malta u għar-reputazzjoni ta' Malta li ġiet stabilita fil-passat glorjuż ta' pajjiżna. Irridu nerġgħu nirbħu ir-rispett li dejjem poġġiena fuq quddiem. Irridu nimpoġġu lil Malta l-ewwel u qabel kollox biex bekk insiru l-aħjar li nistgħu insiru.
Alexander and I will be celebrating this independence together because unfortunately because of COVID-19 we can't, and it will be in our own special emotional way towards a wonderful map.